Hey mamas, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cynthia. I am a homeschool mom to 3 little ones ages 6, 4, and 2. And in today's video, I am going to be sharing our reading plans for the summer. Before we begin, I do want to let you guys know that this video is in collaboration with Lindsey from Love Them Well and Jennifer from Family of Three Homeschool. I will go ahead and link in the description box the playlist link so that you could go ahead and check out a lot of other homeschool mamas and their summer reading plans. So I don't know if I ever mentioned in my summer homeschool plans what our reading plan was going to be. I'm sure like a lot of you mamas already did. I purchased the Good and the Beautiful Summer Reading Plan program. I actually have it here. Somewhere here. Okay, so I purchased the Good and the Beautiful Summer Reading Program, and I got it. Well, I don't want to say I got it because I only paid for shipping. This program was free. You only paid for shipping, so I only paid $1.20-something for shipping. But I got this because I was hearing a lot of things from a lot of other homeschool mamas, and everybody was excited on social media to get it. And although I do like it, I'm not gonna lie, I do like it. I think it's very cutesy and whatnot. I wish the only thing I would change about this program is I would add like more lines for a reading log, because obviously my kids are not only gonna be reading by themselves, but I'm gonna be reading to them. And so I'm sure we will get through more than 5 books this summer. And that's including chapter books, picture books, beginner readers and things like that. And so as much as I want to use this, I'm not going to use this for logging our books because it's just not enough space. I might just use it for fun, but I'm not going to. This is not going to be our main reading program. I do like that it came with a bookmark so that we can use for our read-alouds. The program that we are going to be using for tracking our reading is called Beanstack. That is the app. And I actually found that through our local library. So our local library is going to be doing a summer reading program, both for kids and adults. And that's something that I really, really liked. The way that they do it, you have a couple different options. You can either log on paper or you can log on that Beanstack app that I just mentioned. But in the app, you can track all the books that you've read, the time that you spent reading. You also get prizes for the amount of books that you read for different activities that you complete within the app. And I think that's really cool because I feel like the kids knowing that they're gonna get prizes for reading books will encourage them to read the books. And so that is gonna be my focus for the summer, is just reading and tracking on the app. And then once we reach a certain achievement, just heading to my local library, showing them what we have achieved and receiving our prizes. You can always check at your local library if they have, I guess, a membership or subscription with that app, because I did have to search up my local library to see what programs my local library was doing, and they had 3 different programs. They had the summer reading program for kids, they had a summer reading program for adults, and then they had a reading program for, I believe it's for adults, but it was from March all the way to December. The goal is to read 100 books. And so I am currently doing that. My personal goal was 12 books for the year. But when I discovered the Beanstack app, I went ahead and just joined the 100 book challenge for this year. I don't know if I'll get there, but that's my hope. But then the summer reading program starts June 6th, just a couple days away from the time that you guys are watching this video. And it ends, I believe, is late July or beginning of August. And so I'm excited to do that with the kids because in that app, you can also do outdoor activities. So the whole point is to get outdoors and read outdoors. But they also do community activities that you can do to earn more points and to earn more prizes. So it will definitely keep us busy throughout the summer. So the books that I'm going to be showing you guys today are going to be books for myself, chapter read alouds, and then some readers to get my incoming first grader to start reading a little bit more. I know that aside from the books that we read together as a family, They will probably be going through their picture books because we have a whole library of picture books. So they're probably going to be going through that regardless. But what I'm going to show you guys today is what I know for a fact we will be reading, or at least trying to get to before the summer is up. So I'm going to start with the books that I'm going to be reading, because before I can get my kids to start reading, they need to see that in me first. So I'm going to show you the books. In my last video, I believe it was What's in My Mom Cart, I showed you guys a selection of a couple of books that I have on my list to read next. So what I'm currently reading is Boundaries with Kids, and I'm actually going very slowly with this book because there's so much information to take in. And so my goal is, if I have not finished reading this book by the time this video goes live, is to continue reading this book. I want to get through this as fast as possible, but I also want to just soak in all of the information that it has to give. So this is what I'm going to be doing for myself currently, is just completing this book before I get into my next book. And my next book is going to be Hearts of Fire from The Voice of the Martyrs. I shared this on that last video as well. I actually already have read a couple of chapters of this book, but I'm going to restart this book because it's been a couple of weeks since I actually read the last chapter that I was on. And so it's the summer. I want everything to be fresh in my mind again. So I'm going to restart this book and just really dive into all that these different people have gone through as they suffer for not denying their faith in Christ. So their faith, I think I said that wrong, their faith in Christ. But this is going to be the second book that I'm going to get into. And then the third book that I'm going to try to read this summer is This Kind of Love. It's basically a story about a testimony. And I can read to you guys the back real quick. It says, "You've walked with us as we've grown from a couple of teenagers, getting married to the parents of 2 young sons, living 1,500 miles away from all of our friends and family in the midst of a global pandemic. Many of you have laughed with us and cried with us and worried with us. We've rejoiced and experienced all the ups and downs life has thrown at us. Through it all, we've grown in every direction together. That's what makes us more than just a community. You've become our family. The story you are about to read isn't always pretty, but that's the beauty of it. Life never goes the way we expect. We've learned that the more life has gone off script, the more we have had to rely upon God, who is always at work. This story you are about to read is also unfinished because our little family is still a work in progress, and we can't wait to see where God will take us next." So I'm excited to read this because this is a testimony of love, a testimony of God's faithfulness. And I'm all about that. I am all about God's faithfulness. I'm all about love. I am all about seeing marriages and families thrive. And so I'm excited to read this. I had never heard of this book before. I had never heard of the couple before until my brother gifted me this book for, I believe it was Christmas. And so this is going to be another book that I'm going to be diving into this summer. I left my list at 2.5 books because I'm currently reading through one. Because I know myself, and if I don't read more than what I already planned, I am very hard on myself, and I'm trying not to do that this year. I'm trying to just go with the flow. As time permits, I try to just take time to read. And so I have those 2 books that I'm going to read from beginning to end, and then the book that I'm currently reading, I'm going to be finishing throughout the summer within the next couple of weeks. If I do get to read more books on my own, then I will definitely share those books with you guys in a later video. But for now, those are the books I have for me. The next couple of books I'm going to show you are going to be the chapter books that I have planned for read aloud time as a family. So the first book is going to be this one, Mystery of the Missing Peas. It actually came with the Good and the Beautiful's reading program. So this was the surprise book that they gave us. Except it didn't come wrapped up as a surprise. And so when we got it, the kids saw it, and I'm like, you know what? Instead of giving it to them as a reward, we'll just go ahead and read it throughout the summer. So that's what we're going to do. This is going to be the first book. And I think we'll get through this one pretty fast because it's not very long and there's not a lot to read. So this is going to be one of the first ones that we start this summer. The next book is going to be the one that I had already shared with you guys in my summer plans. Is Esperanza Rising. And I know, like I've said before, this might be a little advanced for my kids. I had, like I said, a 6, a 4, and a 2-year-old. But it doesn't look like too much to read. It does at first glance, but if you really look closer, there's not a lot of words on the pages. And this is one of my favorite childhood books, and I want to share my love with the kids for this book. But also just culture-wise, I would love for them to learn about this girl and what she went through migrating from Mexico to the United States. Because like I mentioned in one of my last videos, or I believe it was that summer video, my husband is half Honduran and Salvadorian, and so even though it is a different culture, the cultures are kind of similar. I would like for my children to be able to learn and just understand a little of what their family members had to go through in order to become United States citizens. So this is going to be the second book. The third book is a classic. It's going to be Charlotte's Web. We saw the movie, we love the movie, so I decided let's read the book. I'm really excited about this. I think the kids are really gonna like this because like I said, we really did like watching the movie. So I don't know how they'll take to reading the book, if they'll notice any similarities, but I'm hoping they do. And maybe we could just have a little book discussion about that. But this is gonna be book number 3. And the last chapter book I actually picked up from Dollar Tree. You guys know I am a huge fan of Goodwill, my favorite thrift store, but Dollar Tree is my second favorite store. You find amazing products for reasonable prices, and I absolutely love picking up books from that store. Actually, I have a couple books that I just picked up, but I think I'm gonna just show you guys closer to the new school year, our book haul from Dollar Tree. But this is gonna be the, fourth book that we will be reading aloud as a family. It is called The Escapades of Clint McCool, Octoman and the Headless Monster. So this is kind of like different than what I would normally read to the kids, but I'm like, it's summer, let's read something fun and something we don't normally read. I did notice after I brought it home that it is a series. So this is book 1 in the series, and I looked up the second book and I found it on Amazon. So I might be purchasing that one so that we can read the entire series throughout the summer. So I'm excited about this. The back says, zing, zong, zing, brain flash, a pirate hook, underground tunnels, brains in jars. Clint McCool always has lots of great ideas. That's what makes him a hero ready for action. But sometimes he has too many great ideas. When he runs onto a film set, he gets into trouble, a lot of trouble. Can Clint McCool still save the day? So it's fun, it kind of has a little bit of mystery in there, but I don't think it's gonna be too much for the kids. So this is gonna be book number 4 that we read aloud as a family. Now, like I mentioned, my focus this summer is to get my daughter to start reading. And so I have, back there you can see I have a couple of readers, but these are gonna be the readers that I'm gonna focus with her. It's 3 readers. I don't want to overwhelm her trying to force her to read and then frustrating her. So we're just going to focus on 3 readers for 2 months. So the first one is going to be this one. It is the Toy Story Me Too Woody, Step into Reading Level 1. So this is going to be the first one. I'm just going to be practicing with her. I think what I'm going to do is instead of moving her on to the next reader, I'm going to make sure that she has completely read this one, mastered the reading, and then we will move on to the next book. But this is going to be the first reader that I have her read to me. The second one is Diary of a Worm, Teacher's Pet. So I found this, all of my readers I've gotten from the thrift store. From Goodwill. So I have spent less than $1 on all of these readers, and I will continue to go back to Goodwill to get more. But this is another one, The Diary of a Worm, and the pictures are just really cute. She has not seen this one yet because I've put some of the books away, but this is going to be the second reader that we read, again, level 1. And then the last reader, of course, Barbie, because she loves everything Barbie. So I got her Barbie one, again, from the thrift store. And this is just about being a gymnast. So I'm excited to see how she likes this one, because I'm actually excited to read this one myself, or read it with her, not read it myself. But if I read it myself, it's okay. So yeah, pictures are really cute. And I think she'll really like this book. So that is our reading plan for the summer. I have 3 books for myself, 4 books as a family, and then 3 books for my incoming first grader to get her learning to read. And yeah, Like I mentioned in the beginning of this video is a collaboration with a bunch of other homeschool mamas, so make sure that you guys hit that link in my description box so that you can check out everyone else's videos on what they're going to be reading for the summer. As always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe, and then hit the bell so that you are notified when my next video comes out. Thanks for watching.